Hello
Hey.
again, everybody. This is Anuj, and Jason is with us too. And we're here with the Student Showcase, Block B. We have our first game, which is The Last Array. Shawn, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm Shawn. I was the lead designer and 3D artist here on Last Array, and also coming from CSU Chico.
We've had a lot of people from Chico and the recent blocks. So, I guess we'll begin now.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you're the lead designer and you were from CSU Chico. Are you
hmm
cur- And I believe before the call you mentioned that you have graduated. So, how's everybody else on the team doing? How are they feeling about the game, and are they here in the audience?
Uh, I'm not sure if they are here. I know one of my other team members, Olivia Yee, also has a game in this showcase.
Oh, okay.
Later today, I think around the 2 o'clock block. But yeah, so she was the pixel artist. We had three other programmers also on the team, so basically just two artists and three programmers. Um, yeah,
Good balance. So, would you like to
yeah,
talk about the design elements, what it is you're doing, kind of hit
yeah.
us with
So
it?
the last array from the start was a roguelike survival type game set in kind of like a wasteland setting. So basically, in each level, there's four levels, and you go and you collect resources around the map, but also there's three different main objectives. In this one, I have to go find yep, there he is right there, a specially marked enemy.
The gold one.
Uh,
I
and
never found a gold
it,
enemy.
yes, oh, and I already lost, so I'm pretty good at my own game. So yeah, so now this one's much easier. You get like, three gas cans, but basically gather resources, travel level to level, craft different items, guns, ammo, and upgrades between each level, and make it to the final boss at the end where you activate the last array. Hence the name.
Very cool. And the red space or the red sphere right now, or sorry, cube is the hitbox of the knife that you're using, right?
Yeah, so it's just to show a visual indication of how far the knife's range is, and during development, I've never worked on something for like balancing melee combat, so it was definitely fun trying to balance it and just trying to make it worthwhile to use, but also not completely overpowered or useful in the later levels, I should say, when there's
Yeah,
more enemies that show up.
definitely. An example being like Call of Duty Zombies, where at the beginning the knife is like really good. You pretty much have to use the knife, but later on it's kind of just like I have literally no reason to use this. Making sure that it's
Yeah.
balanced overall is a tricky task, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. And in the 4 years that I been making like games and classes, whatever, balance is always it's a fun and tricky challenge because there's always give and takes.
Definitely. Uh, what was your main role during development, and kind of what what were some of the ups and downs that you had during the development of this game with your role
Uh,
specifically?
yeah, so basically I was mainly the designer, which I've also obviously 3D art. So all of these models were also tasked to me, and attempting to do pixel art for the first time, I had definitely a rough experience with that since I've never done it before, and I did it in a weird way at first. I tried doing it in Blender, and I had okay
Right.
results. Yeah.
I know Ace Sprite is like a very popular one for pixel art right now,
Yeah,
but Blender, I can't imagine.
Sprite looks like it would have been the dream if I just did that first. Um, but I didn't know how hard I wanted to commit to learning pixel art, so I just kind of held off. But if I had have gone with Sprite, it probably would have been a much better time. But learning Blender 2 as my other 3D program is also just a good thing for me. And I can't craft anything here. Oh well.
Oh right, the roguelike, like that element of roguelikes where in between levels you're kind of getting buffs for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so the main kind of deal that I had from the initial thing, the thought of this game, was that you had a train that you were traveling on level to level. Um, and in between on that train, you could craft new items and then also upgrades for yourself. Um, this little menu right here, you
Oh,
can only
wow.
use in the train. You could spend up to 10 resources for a skill point to get either more health, damage resistance, or speed, but it's only available in the train. So my thought process being that since it was like a roguelike, oh no, was that I wanted the player to make kind of tough decisions as they played the game, and that comes with how you use your resources for what items you craft, if craft any guns, or do you want to spend resource points to make yourself stronger that way? Uh,
Like making each decision kind of matter in the long run.
yeah, so that was kind of my philosophy and idea, kind of going into this game's development. And I guess to kind of go over the games that kind of inspired me for this was Metro Exodus. There was another game called The Final Station, which was that's where the train idea came from.
Okay.
And then there was a little bit of Enter the Gungeon, since that's my favorite roguelike.
That I did get some like Enter the Gungeon kind of like the shooting mechanics gave me the Enter the Gungeon vibes for sure. And I
Yeah.
also really like that game. It's really really chaotic, but also very fun.
No, well, I'm glad that you saw it then, because yeah, that's part of somehow the movement, the way the sprite moves, and then the zooming out and aiming. That's
Right.
pretty much all from it.
How did the game? So you mentioned your influences. How did the game in general get started? Was it a project for a game jam or for a class?
Yeah, so this was a class. This was a senior class project. So I think before the call, I mentioned all the team members on this project were seniors.
Mm.
Right.
Um, so this was a 16-week long basically project from the start of the semester to the end, and that's the time we had allocated. And it was
Okay.
yeah.
So this was made. That's really cool. Kind of like your capstone project for university.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how long have you all been working on the game?
Pretty much since the second week the semester started. So right at week 2, we pretty much got the ball rolling. That's when we had our teams formed. Uh, and that's just when pre-production. So yeah, so that covers all of pre-production, into actual production, and then post-production.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And and I remember you had some. Is this the final build of the game, or do you guys have plans to work on it after, in the future?
Yeah, this is the final build. I
Mhm.
don't think we probably will be working working on it anymore, since it was just a school project.
Mhm.
But it was a really fun one, and I'm pretty sure everyone enjoyed working on it, and we have a we had a really cool final project or end result, I think.
I had a lot of fun playing it. I remember seeing that it was feature complete in the actual itch page itself, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, no, so yeah, the only things that really got cut from the game were basically just art assets. As you can see in that level, not everything holds the pixel art style that we were trying to go for.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so everything, uh, we have all the AI that I planned for. The levels are all randomly generated every time. Uh, yeah, objectives are all randomly generated too. Uh, all the items that pretty much I had on my design list are all here.
Nice.
Uh, so yeah, so in a sense, in the 16 weeks, it's really cool that we were able to accomplish everything that was set out from the get-go. And
Not a lot of cut content.
no,
Um,
honestly, no, nothing content I was cut, which is thankful. Yeah, it was just art.
mhm. So how long did you guys spend with regards to that? How long did you guys spend planning what you were going to do like through a how did you plan out the work that was going to be done? Because I feel like planning and getting that idea of this is what needs to be done by this point is really important, and it can be hard for people. So what did your team do for planning?
Yeah, so what our major likes to teach us is using Trello.
Mm.
And let's see, what was it? Yeah, don't want to be embarrassed, but agile workflow. So we
Mhm.
use Trello to basically assign tasks and cards, and we keep up with them. We use sprints, so we
Okay,
had 7 sprints in total. So yeah, so every 2 weeks we would have basically a new build in a new form or whatnot.
okay, that makes sense. I've heard of agile workflow is not just applicable in game development, but I've seen it in other places, like other tech companies as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm sure it can be used anywhere outside games. I've only usually heard it in game like workflow, but yeah, I'm sure it can be applied almost anywhere that anyone who wants to use it.
Definitely. What was the most fun thing that you experienced while working on the game?
Um,
Oh, Mark Enemy again. Uh-oh.
yeah, I'll find him. I'm ready this time.
Yeah, you have many things on your head.
Yeah, I got guns this time. Fun thing? I don't know if this is gonna be cheesy, but honestly, it really was just kind of like seeing this all come together. This enemy that I'm killing right now, he was probably one of my favorites when I first saw him get added. His tank. That whole enemy's deal was just seeing him go invisible and basically try to trick the player. And there might be another one in this level that tries to go invisible on me.
I feel like I would.
But it was really just kind of seeing some
jump scare.
It first scared the crap out of me. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Because he was more transparent than he is now when he first showed up. So he was basically almost pure invisible. And he got me while I was exiting a building, and
I can see the Metro Exodus like scary inspiration from that.
Yeah, no, there's some enemies from all around of like apocalypse games. There's like the tank looks almost okay. That guy, this guy also turns invisible, but he okay, he's dead.
Oh.
But that guy basically turns invisible and teleports to you, in some random fashion. Okay. Let's not die here. It's embarrassing. Oh, bandage. But yeah, so it was just like enjoyable to kind of see everything slowly come together. It was awesome when the level generation was finished very early on.
And that's actually very useful.
Yeah, that took a lot of weight, basically, off everyone's shoulders, and seeing just basically the game be playable from almost weeks 2 and 3 was a really good feeling and motivating.
Good to hear. Especially because sometimes like there can be one aspect that takes much longer than you expect. So
yeah, thankfully the programmer that worked on it was already tinkering with random level generation like in the summer. So he basically he just kind of already applied what he learned and more else. I
guess we are unfortunately running out of time, but
yeah, of course.
Do you have any closing remarks? Anything you want to say to the audience?
If any team member is here listening to this, I just hope that they're super proud of all the work that they put in. I mean, this was a really fun game to work on, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to work on it, and I'm glad we were able to be here and show it off. We really liked this game.
We had a lot of fun playing it. Thank you for taking the time to showcase your game to us and talk to us about it. And I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors with the game and also in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. It's been fun.
Thank you very much.